You've been listening to Relax Time Radio.
Good evening,
good
and
evening.
welcome to Relax Time Radio.
Yeah.
This Thursday, the 11th
Yeah.
of April.
Right.
How are you, Russell?
Oh, I'm great. I'm just getting geared up for the big holidays ahead.
Oh, and what holidays are they, pray tell?
Songkran.
Oh,
Of
yes.
course, the
Silly
new
me.
year. The new year. I'm got my swim trunks out.
Do
My
you
snorkel.
ever? Do you ever? Yeah, it's Are you good there?
I'm great.
Yeah. It's I'm really looking forward to having a big time over the coming 4 or 5 days.
As am I.
I'm always torn, though, as to when to begin my water festivities.
Yeah, that's actually a question that I don't hold the answer to. I mean, I think a lot's going to be happening tomorrow. The first official day, of course, is the 13th.
Exactly.
Officially. However, it's my understanding that festivities, well, I see people gearing up out in the streets now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, my wife got hit yesterday.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
just by some kids.
Yeah.
You know, purely the enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Of
You
it all,
can't blame them.
you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I might be out there with the water gun.
You go the pump action
I do.
or
I do.
the trigger squirt?
You don't mean the
Those chamber pull ones.
those have been outlawed.
Oh no, not the big ones.
Oh.
There's a kind of a small pistolero type version.
Oh, okay, nice.
With a backpack. You
I
load
don't do
up-
the backpack.
See, I do the backpack. I've been trying to teach my son how
Yeah.
to do it well. He's always like, "Daddy, we have to get these long ones with the big chambers."
Can
and
you
I'm
hook
like,
it directly up to your camelback?
You can rig up some pretty wild structures.
Nice.
Hey, speaking of wild structures, tonight on the show,
Oh, man.
a whole bunch of reggae shenanigans.
Yes.
And this is, one of our most beloved genres of music.
Indeed. We've explored it quite thoroughly in the past.
Over the years, so many times. But you know what? It's reggae is the gift, the musical gift that keeps on giving.
I'll say.
You know,
I'll
you
say.
will.
Well, and also this is Relax Time Radio. And let's face it, if one wishes to relax,
This is the time.
reggae's my go-to.
Exactly. You and I spent quite a bit of time hitting the books
We sure
in the
did.
past month or so, really researching the most relaxing genres of music
Yeah.
that are out there.
Yeah.
And
Everything from reggae to shoegaze to down-tempo indie electro chill.
yeah, totally. One of our definite faves, and a listener favorite at that. We're always beating off those requests
We
for
sure
those.
are.
And speaking of requests, we're going to get the show started tonight.
We've got a
with-
couple preemptive requests.
Oh, man, look, I jump on my Facebook Thursday mornings. I'm just getting people onto me, I'm from all around the world.
Yeah.
UK, USA, here in Chiang Mai, requesting songs.
You know what's interesting? Sometimes I get these requests before I even realize I have to come to work tonight. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
me
Like,
too,
whoa,
yeah.
you're thinking about it before me.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're just a listener.
And so we got a whole bunch of goodness. And, this is a great example because, as usual, tonight,
Yeah.
we've got a red hot playlist lined
Do
up.
we ever?
Right. Now, but the thing is, we always we like to give the start of our show over to listener requests.
Absolutely.
Because we've been a listener-driven show.
Let's just say that's what we live for.
Yeah, we live and breathe that. It's like, it's not about us kind of projecting music onto
Exactly.
you. It's about listening and interacting and, trying to get a vibe.
Yeah, we're
Good-
your puppets.
Good vibes only here on a Thursday night. And so what's happened is you say reggae, what do people say?
Bob Marley.
Yeah. And actually, statistically, 75% of the requests are
Are-
Bob Marley.
Hey, and I can deal with that.
Which is a great place to start, because if you want, we're kind of looking a little bit at 80s reggae you know, because it goes back quite a span.
Right.
And then, look, I nearly jumped into dance hall tonight, which is again different again.
Absolutely.
And we might reconnect with that because it's got a little bit
Maybe
more.
a little Yellow Man.
Yeah, a little bit, and it's got that electronic kind of element to
Right.
it. But anyway, we get a little bit of that tonight once we hit the mid '80s reggae onwards, when it starts to be a little bit more commercialized, and those sort of quintessential '80s production sounds come in. But anyway, and this is we're going to kick it off with Bob Marley's posthumous hit, Buffalo Soldier.
You know what this song's about?
Yeah, isn't it about Rastas, or Jamaican troops that fought in the Civil War?
Black American, a lot of them of Caribbean descent, maybe.
Yeah.
Who fought for the Union during the Civil War, and they were known as Buffalo Soldiers. I think generally due to their appearance with the long matted hair and what have you. Interesting.
All right, let's jump
It's quite
into
historical.
it. We've got Bob Marley's Buffalo Soldier and another Bob Marley to follow after that. If you would like to request a song, a dedicated track, or just get involved, you can do it in all of the ways you know how, which include calling us on 053 276 793. You can do that. Or
you can find us on Facebook, Relax Time Radio. If you haven't liked our new page yet, it's not too late to do so.
Oh, have you seen? It's like
boy.
banging out of control. Like
I know.
I think
It's
it's
outrageous.
pushing like 1,000 likes in barely a week.
Easily.
Yeah,
Easily.
so it's pretty bonkers. Get on there while you still can.
Do that. And if listening to us is not enough for you, you can get onto YouTube and check out the live stream. Just search Relax Time Radio.
Yeah, you'll find it.
You'll find it. There we are.
We'll find you. All right, we're going to get into some of this Bob Marley, Buffalo Soldier. We will be back.
Stay with us.
Buffalo soldier, dread like a Rasta. It was a buffalo soldier in the heart of America, stolen from Africa, brought to America, fighting an arrival, fighting for survival. I mean it when I analyze the stench. To me it makes a lot of sense. How the dreadlock Rasta was a buffalo soldier, and he was taken from Africa, brought to America, fighting an arrival, fighting for survival. Said he was a buffalo soldier, dread like a Rasta. Buffalo soldier in the heart of America. If you know your history, then you would know where you're coming from. Then you wouldn't have to ask me driven from the mainland to the heart of the Caribbean. Singing, why, yeah, yeah, why, yeah, 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 why, yeah, 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 why, yeah, yeah, why, yeah, 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 why, yeah, 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 yeah. Treading through San Juan in the arms of America, treading through Jamaica, the Buffalo Soldier, fighting an arrival, fighting for survival. Buffalo Soldier, dreadlock Rasta. Why, yeah, yeah, why, yeah, 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 why, yeah, 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 why, yeah, yeah, why, yeah, 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 why, yeah, 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 yeah. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds, it's by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds, it's by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Really don't worry about a thing, worry about a thing, oh, every little thing gonna be alright. Don't worry, singing, don't worry about a thing. I won't worry, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. I won't worry, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Baby, don't worry about a thing.
You've been listening to Relax Time Radio on Radio Thailand Chiang Mai.
Watch our live stream on YouTube and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
You've been listening to
All right, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hey, that was
really relaxing.
That was super relaxing. It's about as relaxing a start as you can get.
I'll say.
There was a Buffalo Soldier kicking it off there for Malcolm in the UK, and followed up with a Three Little Birds.
Yeah.
That was from 1977.
I'll say.
And that was requested by Karen in
Thank you,
Wisconsin.
Karen.
Yeah, she's snuck in a little bit of Shaggy in the next set as well.
I like a little
because we were
Shaggy, too.
talking today, we were talking reggae, and one thing led to another, and before you knew it, we had a Shaggy request
Shaggy's
in the
name
box.
came up, yeah. I gotta say,
Yeah.
I feel different on this side.
Look, let me contextualize for, I was going to say viewers, but I guess I'd rather
Yeah,
say
for our
listeners.
listeners.
Yeah, I mean, we have a studio. There's a sound control side, and then it's separated by glass, and then other hosts tend to sit on the other side of the glass. And,
That's right.
And that's how we work it. And for many years, Russell has been over on the sound control side
Yeah,
of the glass.
so this is like Freaky Friday.
It
on a-
is,
on a
yeah. How
Thursday.
do you feel in my body? No. That's
feels different.
really weird.
Feels different over here. I mean, I'm not saying I dislike it. I just feel
Yeah, you
like
look.
I should be doing something, and there's no,
Yeah,
and yet
it's
there's
like
nothing.
I'm watching you. As much as I don't know what to do with my hands
Yeah.
in terms of doing stuff with mouse and movements
Yeah.
and multiple screens, you also look like you don't know what to do with your
Yeah,
hand. You
I'm
gotta
just gonna
look.
fiddle with these knobs, but,
But it might-
everything's fine.
That's how efficient you are,
Yeah,
man. All those
exactly.
years
Everything-
of sound control.
exactly. I just
It's
can't,
like,
can't get away from it. I might, maybe bring a teapot in or
hey, look,
something.
I need to say to you, relax.
That's what it's
buddy.
all about.
Exactly.
It's just relax time.
It is relax time, and if you would like to contribute your recipes of relaxation, sounds, music,
Yeah.
other, you can do so. You can just give us a call.
You can reach out to us for no reason at all.
Yeah.
We're here.
Just say hi. We're those kind of relaxing guys that you want to talk to.
Exactly.
053-276-793 is the number, or as Russell mentioned before, you can hunt around on Facebook, as so many people are doing.
Yeah. I was just looking at our page.
It's pretty
It's
bonkers,
great.
hey? Yeah, it's good.
I love it.
It's if you haven't checked it out, what is it? It's just Relax Time Radio.
Relax Time Radio.
Yeah, and it's 93.25 FM. That's
Sure is.
megahertz. We just want to point that
Megahertz.
out. Don't forget that. And yeah, jump on there, like us, see what's happening, and you can send us messages there, or if you have individual hosts or nights that you kind of are really into, you can contact the host directly and request songs,
Absolutely.
or suggest ideas, like programming ideas and stuff. We love stuff
Yeah.
like that.
What would you
because
like to hear?
What would you like to hear? Well, Karen would like to hear Shaggy.
Well, I don't blame her.
Yeah, and
How soon are we going to get on that?
oh, really soon.
Really, in the first half?
Probably now,
Oh, nice.
almost immediately. But I was going to segue into that with a third Bob Marley track, which was requested by our erstwhile and absent colleague Jacqueline,
Yeah.
who is just jet setting around the world tonight,
Exactly.
as happens.
Must be nice.
She's on a plane to Jamaica. We call it action research.
And she wants to hear some Bob Marley.
She
And I
badly,
don't blame
big
her.
time. She's like, I'm just hanging for some Marley.
If I can say that, just a thing about Bob Marley, and this is strictly my own opinion.
Lay it out.
I think he's a genius. I think he's a genius.
I think he was a genius.
He was a genius, and I really liked him with Bunny and Peter, the original Wailers.
Okay, and this is Peter Tosh.
There's Peter Tosh and Bunny Wailer.
Oh, he was actually Bunny Wailer, like
Oh, he
the
was Bunny
Wailers.
Wailer.
So there
Oh,
was
absolutely.
the family.
Oh
was
yeah, that was fam.
Wow.
Yeah, well, Bunny, interestingly, left the group first
Okay.
because he wasn't into the whole rock star thing.
Right.
He
and
was about
He had like dietary Rastafarian. Is that the guy that had
he
had the
on a strict ITAL diet.
yeah,
I think
he
he
was-
only ate fruit that had fallen from trees and nothing that grew in the
I'm
shade.
not laughing. I'm laughing
it's-
because it's so
it's so
awesome.
amazing.
It's
Yeah,
so
exactly.
cool.
It's so great.
He had a very strict Rastafarian diet, and he just didn't like traveling and touring. Right? Like he wanted to stay at home.
It
and just
wasn't
have
so
an
much about the
easy-
diet as the idea that why are we flying around Babylon playing in
Right.
sports stadiums? This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
not.
Not what
It's not Irie.
Not what I not what I signed up for.
Yeah, this is not massive. Yeah, so he left, and actually, he was the records that he did play on.
Mm.
I think the only there was just Catch a Fire, and the first record, and beyond that, they even went over and overdubbed the vocals on that record, Remember, they introduced the I3s, where they have 3 women.
Oh, yeah.
Replaced the original vocal harmonies created by Bob, Peter, and Bunny.
Wow.
Which is, it's actually devastating to their work, because that would be like if someone went over the early Metallica records and deleted
took out Cliff
Dave
Burton's
Mustaine and James Hetfield's guitar work, which laid the groundwork for
the
how
sound,
many other bands,
like the thrash sound,
that came along later. All
right.
So I like the stuff with Bunny and Peter, because you were asking me earlier.
Yeah.
If I have any Bob Marley faves.
Exactly.
And I just wanted to address that.
Look, we got a little bit
of
Peter Tosh in the mix coming up later, so we'll play some of that, and maybe we can talk a little bit about the Tosh.
Fair enough. I just want to say one more thing about that original group.
Yeah,
all those records were produced by Lee Scratch Perry.
Yes, and we've
investigated him quite thoroughly.
Yeah, but I think it's worth investigating it yet again.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into some of these
Let's
tracks.
do it.
We got "Could You Be Loved" going out for Jacqueline, and
Thank
some
you,
Shaggy
Jacqueline.
coming up for Karen. And kick back, relax. It's Relax Time Radio. You're in the right place.
You sure are.
And enjoy this Bob Marley.
When
of ourselves raised me and my bro. Wasn't easy, but we did it with a little the flow. Worked hard, got us up to school every day. Kept our eyes on the stars and the skies were great. Gave us drive to survive, really showed us the way. Now I really understood what she was trying to say. She said, son, there be times when the tides are high and the boat may be rocky, you could cry, just never give up. You can never give up. In this life you can lead if you only believe. And in order to achieve what you need, you can never give up. You can never give up. And this hope that keeps me holding on. And on. And this hope that makes me carry on. Homegrown, couldn't have made it alone. I got a wonderful life, 2 kids of my own, with a strong foundation that was carved in stone. And my mama for the love that made my house a home. And me wonder sometime if this was meant to be. All this for a humble little guy like me. And all I ever really wanted was a family to teach my kids the same value that she gave to me. She said, son, there be times when the tides are high and the boat may be rocky, you could cry, just never give up. You can never give up. In this life you can lead if you only believe. And in order to achieve what you need, you can never give up. You can never give up. And this hope that keeps me holding on. And this hope that makes me carry on. I'm not gonna step up, things are go better. Never make yourself be overcome by the pressure. Cool ya me brother, have faith instead of sit down and watch another fight one another. Blaze like fire, we not go retire. God not sleep and I am inspire. We have to raise fire, and that him require. We have to make them up before the time expire.
You've been listening to Relax Time Radio on Radio Thailand Chiang Mai.
Watch our live stream on YouTube and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
And welcome back.
Welcome back.
Oh yeah, that was a bit of Shaggy.
It sure was.
Going out for Karen in Wisconsin, who is listening in tonight. I was just having a chat with her.
Yeah.
Loving the show as
Nice.
usual, and we're loving that she loves the show.
No doubt.
Feeling relaxed over there.
That
in
Shaggy
Wisconsin.
track had a little bit of some country western inflections on it. Did you pick up on that?
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's something else.
Yeah,
I liked it.
and because all I know of Shaggy is the boombastic
Right,
thing.
that was huge.
I
Still
don't want
is
to do my
somehow.
impersonation.
Yeah, don't do that.
I actually do, but
I
I'm
know,
really
yeah.
resisting.
You'll regret it.
Hey, look, I just wanted to touch on Bob Marley. I mean, he died at the age of 36.
36,
I mean,
yeah.
just putting that out there for people in terms of his impact is
Yeah.
often the case with people who are iconic and socio-culturally sort
Yeah.
of powerful figures that change things. They can die young, or seemingly younger than you would have wanted to see.
Right.
So yeah, he was 36 years old. He died on the 11th of May, 1981 in Miami due to cancer,
Right, melanoma.
and his body was flown back to Jamaica for burial, and they had a public viewing of the coffin.
Yeah. Have you
And-
seen the footage of the funeral?
No, I haven't.
It's pretty wild.
Well, apparently, at least 40,000 people
Yeah.
filed past his body as
Right.
it lay in state in the national arena.
I think it went on for days.
Yeah, I mean,
The
that's
morning was, it was huge.
incredible.
Probably one of the biggest events to take place on the island.
Yeah, I mean, one of those amazing guys that just, you know, he just rose from nothing, seemingly. You know, he was just one of those. We grew up in the ghetto, right? Like in the
Kingston
trench
12.
town. Yeah, Kingston. Yeah, exactly. So, and he had a bit of a tough childhood, as I understand it.
Right.
Because he had some mixed racial heritage.
Yeah, his father was white, and he abandoned the young mother and yet to be child.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite unique. I'm just reading on it. He was a British naval captain,
Right.
Bob's father, and he was quite old. He was around 60
Right.
when he met up with Bob's mother, Sidella, and she was just a, village girl. And,
Right.
And that situation led
You
to
ever hear
Bob.
her record? She brought out a
No.
record.
Is it good?
No.
It's not good? I
Nope.
mean, just because you're Bob Marley's mom, I mean, it's
Doesn't mean
one
you
thing.
can cut
Doesn't
a
mean you
record,
can
you know.
sing.
Yeah, it was. It's she sings like just about like anyone sings.
So it's like if I
not-
sang Shaggy,
Yeah, it was
I
kinda-
could do a duet
Well,
with...
she doesn't do shit. It's real mellow. We should put a little bit on at some point in the course of the program because
I'll hunt around.
I'd say it's underexposed
Yeah, I think that's definitely...
or lesser exposed.
I think that's an
anyway.
understatement. So, long story short, Bob copped a bit of flack growing up, and he was actually nicknamed White Boy
Yeah,
by his neighbours. He was
Which is not a
called
very-
a derogatory,
yeah.
sort of thing.
I read that he used to put shoe polish in his hair when he was a teenager to darken it.
It's incredible, and he said that later the experience of being racially discriminated against helped him to develop his philosophy when he said, I'm not on the white man's side or the black man's side, I'm on God's side, which is such a, profoundly spiritual view to take of things.
Yeah,
And you can see how that unique upbringing shaped his message. For one
absolutely.
way.
Yeah.
Hey, look, speaking of messages, I wanted to spend that 5 minutes talking about Peter Tosh, but maybe we'll talk about Peter after we play these two tracks.
Let's hear some first.
Because we got a bit of Jimmy Cliff Reggae Night.
Reggae
And I
Night.
think Reggae Night, it was in 1985. Why I zeroed in on 85 was it was the first year that the Grammys actually started offering a reggae category
Yeah.
of music awards. And, so you had different artists like Black Uhuru,
Yeah.
Peter Tosh, Jimmy Cliff, Steel Pulse, all these big names, big hitters, Burning Spear, all competing suddenly for Grammys. And I think Black Uhuru took out the Grammy in 85 with their anthem, which we'll listen up after that. But hot contenders is Jimmy Cliff with Reggae Night, which we're going to listen to now, and we're going to follow that up with Coming In Hot by Peter Tosh.
I like
and then
that.
maybe we'll chat a little bit about the mighty Peter Tosh, who is, when I was growing up, if I saw a kind of reggae t-shirt or something, or albums in a standard kind of record store,
Yeah.
it would be Bob Marley, and
Right.
then it would
Peter
probably
Tosh
be
was-
Peter Tosh was the
had
next
the
one.
second
Yeah.
slot for sure.
And not much Jimmy Cliff, but I think we should definitely jump off the Jimmy Cliff, so to speak.
I like Jimmy.
Yeah, and get into a bit of that. Once again, if you would like to make a request, dedication, or talk to us in any way, you can do so. You can call us on 053-276-793. You can message us via Facebook, via YouTube, and you can even, find us physically. If you knew where Radio Thailand Chiang Mai was, you would be very welcome to, slip a note under the door
Absolutely.
and have a chat.
Speaking of, there's a contest on
Yeah?
currently.
Really?
Have you checked our page?
No.
Have a look.
Let's jump on that after the break, after this musical interlude.
Yeah.
All right, here's some Jimmy Cliff,
We'll be back.
Reggae Night.
Yeah, man, reggae night. You live on the love. So turn on the light, make it shine bright. And listen to this.
be jamming till the morning light. Oh, any real just call. Got to get my things. Got to catch this ride. Gotta look my best, 'cause I know they'll be mashing it up tonight. Oh, reggae night. We come together when the feeling right. Reggae night, and we'll be jamming till the morning light. Oh, you will find it happens only once a year, so don't miss out on this session here. Oh. There'll be people coming from the north and south and east and west, so you better look your best, man. Now lightning strikes at 8, so you better not be late for this rubber ducking, rocking, jamming, fun, fun, loving, yeah. Reggae night, we come together when the feeling right. Oh, reggae night, and we'll be jamming till the morning light. You will find it happens only once a year, so take advantage of this festive cheer. Make we bring with family and let's tell some friends, and everyone will have a jam jam session. Woo, yeah, coming out. Yeah, I seen. Good night, star. Good night. Ram it. Oh, reggae night. 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 Oh, keep on rocking. Oh, reggae night. Oh, reggae night. Reggae night, we come together when the feeling right. Oh, reggae night, and we'll be jamming till the morning light. Oh, reggae night, we come together when the feeling right. Oh, reggae night, and we'll be jamming till the morning light. Oh, oh, reggae night. Oh, reggae night. Oh, reggae night. Oh, reggae night. Ram it, jam it.
Coming in hot, hot, hot. Firing some shot, shot, shot. I just clean up me nozzle. I just load me barrel. And I cock me hammer. Cause I gonna pull me trigger. Hot, hot, hot. Firing some shot, shot, shot. Coming in red hot, 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 hot. Firing them ya shot, shot, shot. 1 minute after dozing, I thought that I was a beast. My blood, it was the boiling. It was amazing, hot, hot, hot. Firing some shot, shot, shot. Coming in hot, hot, hot. With some musical shot, shot, shot. Next day it went higher. The whole of me catch a fire. I couldn't take it no longer. I have it choking on some cold ice water. Hot, hot, hot. Firing shot, shot, shot. Coming in hot, hot, hot. Firing some shot, shot, shot. I got up the other day. My heat, it never went away. 103 on the hour. I had to head for the shower. Hot, hot, hot. Give me a shot, shot, shot. Coming in red hot, hot, hot. Firing shot, shot, shot. Coming in hot, hot, hot.
You've been listening to Relax Time Radio on Radio Thailand Chiang Mai.
Watch our live stream on YouTube and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
You've been
Welcome back.
Welcome back indeed.
Hey, that was really nice reggae.
That was
Peter Tosh
Peter
there
Tosh.
coming in hot. And, you know, he's pretty, as I was saying, he's pretty much up there with Bob in terms of a international reggae
icon.
reggae
Yeah, exactly.
icon, for want of a better way of putting it. And one of the core members of the Wailers, of course. But some interesting Peter Tosh factoids
I like those.
that we were unable to unearth. And did you know, Russell, that Mr. Peter Tosh was named after Winston Churchill?
I did not
The
know
very
that.
famous
Yeah.
British Prime Minister.
I know the one.
You know, legendary British icon of his own.
Yeah.
So Peter Tosh was born Winston Hubert Mackintosh.
I did know that his surname was Mackintosh.
Yeah, well...
But prior to tonight, I did not know about the Churchill connection.
The Churchill connection, as we're going to call it from here on. Yeah, in 1944, in Grange Hill, Jamaica. And he was given the nickname Peter when he was a kid. Other kids in his area referred to him as Macintosh. And it's only because he liked to handle things. He liked to touch and handle
Fair
objects,
enough.
anything, pretty much. And so then he dropped the Mackin.
See, that's funny because
section.
I would have kept the Mackin and dropped the Touch.
Well, to each their own, you know.
Yes.
And so he then became Peter Touch. Was his first recording.
I actually
name.
really like that a lot.
That's
Peter
so
Touch.
cool. It's amazing. Link from Churchill to Macintosh, Macintosh, Peter Touch.
Will you start calling me Russell Touch?
I could. You need one of those DJ names now that we're
Russell
Relaxed
Touch
Time Radio.
works for me.
Russell Touch. But unlike Peter Tosh, I don't think that you were buddies with the Rolling Stones, no less.
Actually, this factoid is a little bit twisted. I don't think that he was buddies with the Rolling Stones himself. He actually, there was an occasion
Yeah.
I read in one music history biography
Yeah.
or some such thing about, they actually did get along quite well for some time. Especially, I know that Peter had forged a friendship with Keith Richards,
Okay, yeah.
who had a house in Jamaica, kind of a mansion,
Makes
actually, an
sense.
estate in Jamaica, right? Part of the secret of his longevity, I guess.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
he told Peter, hey, nobody's living there now anyway, why don't you just go and,
Live there.
yeah, live in the house, it's your country anyhow, and... Peter moved in, and when Keith Richards found out about some of the people that were spending time at the house, I guess some of Peter Tosh's associates were not the kind of people you really want to have
In
in
your
your
house.
multi-million-dollar estate.
Yeah, sure.
And Keith told it. Well, actually, what Keith told him was, "I'm coming back. If you could vacate the house, so that I can
that'd
use
be pretty
it."
cool.
Yeah, and Peter told him, "Hey, I've got a gun here, and the house is mine now."
Oh wow.
Yeah, right. He tried to take over the house,
That is wild.
and Keith Richards wasn't having it.
I can
And,
imagine.
He said, "Yeah, well, we'll see about that," and came back and reclaimed his property. But that's pretty wild.
That is.
He was a wild
Yeah, I mean,
character.
because he was pretty heavily involved in like activism and
Yeah,
like
and medication, glaucoma
right.
medication, and
right, all sorts of things.
holistic
like that.
remedies that had him a little bit, under a certain degree of psychosis,
Yeah,
probably.
I can imagine, but it didn't sort of overshadow the fact that
That he was writing amazing tunes.
Yeah, that he was a killer on the hit writing sort of side of things
as well. Yeah.
So including "Get Up, Stand Up" is attributed to Peter Tosh, apparently.
yeah, I've got a factoid.
Yeah,
he was a black belt in karate.
Oh no way!
I might be on this list.
No, this is only a very short little bit of facts.
Well,
that
the
we
guy
got.
was 2 meters in height.
Whoa.
And a black belt in karate. When he first actually came to, I think, England, he took a few karate defensive stances.
On stage?
No, at the airport.
Oh.
When the press showed up to take some photos,
He rocks some moves.
Yeah, in an attempt to intimidate.
Oh wow, he sounds like he is a really
He sounds
intense
like
guy.
me at the airport.
That's wild. We should do a show on
Just on
martial
Peter?
arts.
On martial arts
of
musicians?
Yeah, because there's like
Elvis Presley?
David Lee Roth.
David Lee
He's
Roth,
like
there
a
you go.
black belt at
I
something.
bet
or
he
other.
is.
Yeah, all those jumps.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, that'd be
Let's
pretty
do
cool.
that.
And
Something about the martial arts and music.
yeah, well, it's kind of making a pretty strong statement.
Let's find out what it is.
Let's check it out. So and
He was a prodigy.
yeah, exactly. He was a very great musician and an icon, second only to Bob Marley, I would say, in terms of renown.
Yeah.
Speaking of other iconic reggae and Rasta performers, we're going to jump in a little bit of Black Uhuru.
Who are currently getting quite a bit of attention on the internet. Have you noticed this?
No, tell me about it.
I don't know. That's why I was hoping
Okay.
that you
Let's
might.
check it out.
I don't know if they're out on tour, if they're having a
Maybe.
reunion,
Maybe.
or putting out some new material. But
I did see that they played at some sort of big festival in
Maybe they-
Holland or
yeah,
something
maybe
like
they're back out
that
there.
and doing things. I mean, Black Uhuru, I think they actually won the Grammy for Anthem.
I think they did at some point
Is
win
it?
some
Let me
kind
see.
of.
Yeah.
One of
yes,
these awards.
they won the
Grammy.
inaugural Reggae Best Recording in the Grammys in 1985 with this track we're about to play, Anthem, and coming in also highly acclaimed is Steel Pulse, and they got Steppin' Out, which we're going to hear those two tracks now.
All right.
They're absolute classics of this era of reggae. So sit back, relax, and enjoy those. If you would like to request your own reggae song or otherwise, anything at all, you're very welcome to. 053-276-793, that's the number to call. Or you can find us on Facebook, watch us on YouTube, communicate with us any way you wish. But be sure and relax now. Here is some Black Uhuru Anthem.
stepping out. Open sesame, here comes Rastaman. Abracadabra, catch me if you can. I know you find it hard to believe that I am the genie of your lamp, and I can do anything you wish, but right now I'm commanding you to dance. Stepping out, stepping out. Oh, I'm stepping out, stepping out. Invisible music, beam me up to the cradle of sound. Riddle me this, you cannot see it nowhere on earth. Can this reggae be found? I say, I know you find it hard to believe that I am the genie of your lamp, and I can do anything you wish, but right now I'm commanding you to dance. Rain down, rain down, rain down, brimstone, thunder and lightning, hurricane, ooh, cyclone. As for this, I tell you why. I know you find it hard to believe that I am the genie of your lamp, and I can do anything you wish, but right now I'm commanding you to dance. Stepping out, stepping. Since I'm stepping out, stepping out. Says I'm stepping, journey through the tunnel of love. Wisdom is respected, hatred is rejected. From the planet dread, I says it rains down. Climb a ladder's ladder, hearts are in the heart. Open sesame, here comes Rastaman. Abracadabra, catch me if you can. Open sesame, here comes Rastaman. Yeah. Abracadabra, catch me if you can. Hey. Says I'm stepping. I says I'm stepping. I'm stepping, stepping, stepping. Says I'm stepping. I says I'm stepping. I'm stepping, stepping. Highest heights and hottest heights. Rasta dance and dreadlocks dance. Yeah, movements just can't stop. I'm in the groove and I just can't stop. 'Cause I'm in love with jam music. Stepping out, invisible music.
You've been listening to Relax Time Radio on Radio Thailand Chiang Mai.
Watch our live stream on YouTube and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hey, that was some really nice music there.
It sure was.
We had Black Uhuru kicking things off with Anthem,
Yeah,
Grammy Award winning 1985.
yeah.
And followed up by one of the more interesting reggae bands, I guess you could say, Steel Pulse with
Steel
Stepping
Pulse.
Out. Now, why are they interesting? Because they're not Jamaican.
Right.
They're actually from Birmingham in
Yeah.
the UK.
Yeah.
And this, you might think, yeah, so what? But at the time, they were coming out in 1975 when they formed.
Yeah.
They had a lot of trouble getting gigs. They were, because they were full tilt Rastafarians, they apparently had difficulty securing concerts and gig space. So they ended up allying themselves with sympathetic elements of the punk movement at the time, which is one of those really interesting things.
It's funny you should say that,
Yeah.
because they actually blew the biggest opportunity that came their way. They were offered a massive tour opening for another band, which they promptly turned down because they said, how on earth could we go out there and open a show every night for a white reggae band called The Police, of all things?
It's funny.
And, you know, they just flatly rejected that. That can't be a thing.
Well, it's ironic because many years later, in 1996, Steel Pulse ended up recording a version of The Police's Can't Stand Losing You for a reggae compilation album of Police tunes,
right?
Which was called Rastanthology. And I mean, I guess they came around over time because...
Well, that was very early on. I mean, at that point, nobody really knew who the Police were.
Yeah, and they kind of confused... Look, this is interesting because I've read a lot about John Lydon or Johnny Rotten from the Sex Pistols and later Public Image Limited. And in his biographies, he talks about what it was like growing up in London at that time.
Yeah.
And, the punks went into the same little community record stores.
It was a punky reggae party.
As Rastas and Dreads, you know, they'd be there flipping through the crates, looking at all the records. There'd be Mohawks, there'd be Dreads, there'd be people just mixing it up and exchanging. And that's where you got these interesting hybrids.
And you had The Clash out there.
Yeah.
Working with Lee Scratch Perry and other artists. Big Youth, apparently, spending a lot of time in the punk communities of London.
And a lot of the punk bands themselves were very... They liked reggae and having that crossover, whether it was in gigs or touring or collaboration.
It was kind of a one-way street, the borrowing, though, actually. You didn't find a lot of that punk music showing up in...
Only Bad Brains, pretty much.
Yeah, right,
Which,
exactly.
if you don't know who Bad Brains are,
that's another show.
Yeah, another one entirely. I think we might have snuck in at least one Bad Brains track.
Yeah,
when we did a punk show a couple of years back.
Right.
They were one of the most innovative, they're called hardcore punk bands from the US, from DC, I think they were from DC. And they were all black guys, right?
Yeah,
they were
absolutely.
And they amazing dreads, but they were full tilt punks, you know, and they were playing with bands like Black Flag and you know, all of the big American punk bands of the time.
Really amazing.
So anyway, but we can talk all night about this. Yeah, check it out. Steel Pulse. I think they've got a new album coming out. Yeah, just last October they announced their new album, first in 14 years, which is called Mass Manipulatiori, and I think it was released in December. And they have a single called Stop You Coming and Come, which we might check out because. You know,
because we
Jacqueline's
can't
not here
understand
tonight.
what that means.
Well, Jacqueline's not here tonight, which means we're lost for our future retro section. So
you think this makes the grade?
Well, I'd have to check it out while we're playing a little bit of
let's find out
some other goodness and see, because we've got so much depth in this show. I was going to play a little bit of Judy Mowat. You know her?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and look, there was a track in the mid-'80s, the sound got a little bit more commercial, but I couldn't find a good recording of it.
Yeah.
So we have to jump back to her 1980 recording, Black Woman, which we're about to hear.
Wasn't she one of the I3s?
I don't know.
Performing,
I mean, I'm not that schooled
with Bob
on
Marley, I believe she was one of the I3s. I could be wrong about that.
Well, look, I was into this because when I was going through the list of, you know, nominees and winners of Grammys for reggae albums, there's barely any female artists in there at all, and Judy Mowat stuck out basically, so I thought we definitely got to play some of her music tonight.
Yeah, we definitely should,
and we're going to team that up with a little bit of the Itals.
Just for the record, indeed she was one of the I3 trio backing vocalists for Bob Marley and the Wailers after Peter Tosh and Bunny Wailer left.
Well, look, you'll see why when you hear this track. She's amazing.
She's amazing.
And
maybe we can get something on from Bob Marley's mother.
I don't know. I got to check that out. I got to hunt around. Only if it's HD version.
Oh, it's HD for sure. This is smooth stuff.
I'll get hunting around for that. So we got Judy Mowat coming up with Black Woman. We got the Itals with some of their Rasta philosophy. And we got so much more goodness right here on Relax Time Radio. If you would like to dedicate, there's still a little bit of time. You can get in, request. You know, there's always time.
Oh, boy.
053-276-793. That's the number you can call. Send us a message on Facebook. You know, send us a message on YouTube. Whatever you want to do. We're happy to hear from you. And just want you to kick back and relax this Thursday night. Here is Judy Mowat. Enjoy this.
We'll be back.
Woman. Yeah.
Like me, a struggled long.
You've been listening to Relax Time Radio on Radio Thailand Chiang Mai.
Watch our live stream on YouTube and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
With his strength and resistance, they didn't know that, they didn't know that. And then I went them I go know, and then I went them I go know, when them I go. Jah create his creation with his strength and resistance. Jah create his creation with his strength and resistance. They didn't know that, they didn't know that. And then I went them I go know, and then I went them I go know, when them I go know. The philosophy of Marcus Messiah Garvey still lives on. The philosophy of Marcus Messiah Garvey still lives on. Them no know that. Them no know that. And then I went them I go know. And then I went them I go know. And them no know that. And them no know that. And then I went them I go know. And then I went them I go know. Jah create his creation with his strength and resistance, resistance. Jah create his creation with his strength and resistance. Why they didn't know that, they didn't know that. And then I went them I go know, and then I went them I go know. Why they didn't know that, they didn't know that. And then I went them I go know, and then I went them I go know.
You've been listening to Relax Time Radio on Radio Thailand Chiang Mai.
Watch our live stream on YouTube and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, that was a whole bunch of relaxed time right there.
Sure was.
We had Judy Mowat kicking things off with Black Woman,
Yeah.
followed by the Itals
Yeah.
with some Rasta philosophy.
I like that.
And snuck in a little bit of Burning Spear at the end. I didn't tell you, didn't flag that one.
Yeah,
for
well, you know, Burning Spear's one of my faves.
Yeah, Resistance was the track. Can you tell listeners much about Burning Spear?
Well,
It's
got a
a
funny
guy,
name.
right? And that's his name.
Winton.
Let's
I
look it
don't
up.
remember. But
Yeah.
point is, the reason for this interesting name was he was part of a duo called Burning Spear.
Winston Rodney.
Winston Rodney, there it is. Yeah, it was originally a duo, but when they went to audition, the producer said, I don't hear the second guy doing anything. He said, I'll take you, but the other guy's out.
Yeah.
And he became Burning Spear, the name of the group.
Wow. And he was awarded the Order of Distinction and the rank of officer, which is one of the in the Jamaican honors system.
Yeah.
It is the 6th in order of precedence of the Orders of Societies of Honor. So that's pretty cool. He's got a lot of recognition, and he's rightly recognized as one of the most influential and long-standing artists to emerge from the 70s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
Very
didn't know
much
that.
So. Oh.
I mean, I acknowledge him
you
as
did?
such, but
Oh no, Burning Spear is he's pretty renowned. As I said, he just got this incredible award in the late decade.
I have wondered in recent years how he's doing financially, because a lot of Jamaican artists didn't come out of the industry too far ahead. You know what I mean, financially speaking.
Yeah. It doesn't. I can't find
Yeah, I
much
don't think
about that.
his bank balance probably hasn't
yeah,
stated
it's,
there. But
you know,
I know he's out on tour, and from what I've seen of, well, he's doing concerts rather, I should
Yep.
say. Looks like some pretty nice gigs for Burning Spear happening out there. Big arenas and well, big venues.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, he's definitely stood the test of time, and
Yeah.
people view him as this kind of elder statesman of
Rightly so.
reggae, you know,
Yeah.
and like a real figure. He's kind of like, you know, people probably look at Bob Marley having died so young and left a big void in that, you know, for someone to go on and
Definitely, yeah.
become the elder statesman and to become that respected kind of figure. Iconic sort of figure into their older years, because artists, as you know, they change a lot if they make it that far, if they have a longevity to their career. They're not the same artist that they were, you know, 30, 40 years prior.
Right.
Thankfully, in
Yeah.
many instances. All right, man. That's we're coming up to the end of the show, which
We
means
sure are.
one thing.
It means it's currently 31 degrees.
Because I've been wondering about the weather and what's happening.
It was over 40 degrees today.
Yeah, it was.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did notice
It
it.
got
I was
warm.
riding around town and
Yeah.
working up quite a dry sweat.
Yeah.
So it's 31 degrees currently.
Clear.
That's
Clear skies.
Overnight, it's going to plunge down to a chilly 23 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, and clear to partly cloudy.
I mean,
skies
if you're up
above.
surveying the skies at this time of night,
You'll notice either their clarity or lack thereof due to its partial
I'm going to check. I'm
cloudiness.
going to verify this later in the evening.
I'm going to be having a look around, definitely.
yeah.
Tomorrow,
Tomorrow,
sunshine hot, 40 degrees. It's going to feel like 42
Oh,
out there.
man.
Looking mostly like a rerun of today.
And which is a very Songkrani kind of weather condition
I
to
like
have.
it.
you know,
It's good. It's good. Songkran weather, definitely. I'll be down in the moat if you're looking for me.
Yeah, I mean, not literally, of course. You'll just be, you know, in a sort of, you know.
No, I meant
orderly-
literally. I meant literally with breathing through a reed.
Ninja style. Yeah, that's the only way to do it. No, look,
Absolutely.
speaking of which, we're going to probably wrap things up here now, because we're going to finish with a fantastic track by Third World.
This is a classic.
I mean, now that we've found love, I think there's about 3 different versions of it that were
Are there?
recorded. Yeah, there was like an original one, and then they kind of remixed it in
12-inch
'85
mix, and
with a particular producer that brought a different kind of
Yeah.
upbeat sort of '80s sound to it. And anyway, you'll know it when you hear it. It's a great track,
Yeah.
and it's going to see us through to the end of the show, which leaves us with only one thing to do, which is to say, have a safe and enjoyable Songkran
absolutely.
with those you love, and take care of yourself and others, and we'll be back next year in the Thai
That's
sense
right. That's right.
to take you through even more musical adventures.
You know it.
Here on Relaxed Time Radio.
I want to wish everyone a safe Songkran.
Yeah, me too. I want to second that.
I appreciate that.
Super safe.
I need to be seconded from time to time.
Yeah, and I thank you, Russell, yet again for your erstwhile expertise.
Thank you, Paul.
And it's good to see you over that side of the glass. You're looking actually more chilled. You're looking more chilled than you were at the start of the show.
It's all relaxed time over here.
Yeah, tell me about it. So thank you to everyone here at Radio Thailand and the Public Relations Department of the Royal Thai Government. We love being here. Thank you to everybody who listened, contributed, offered dedications and requests. We look forward to more such fun and relaxation next Thursday night.
Absolutely.
In the meantime, you can also catch Relaxed Time Radio here on 93.25 FM every night of the week, 7:30 p.m. You should definitely tune in and check it out. You will not regret it.
That's right.
Here is Third World, Now That We've Found Love. Thank you once again, folks. Have a great night and a spectacular Songkran.
Have a good night.
จากนี้ไปเชิญรับฟังสรุปเหตุการณ์และความเคลื่อนไหวที่น่าสนใจตลอดทั้งวันที่ผ่านมากับยุทธพรบานเย็น